Recording artist Bryce Vine has been busy during the pandemic writing and recording a new song called Problems. He's with Laurie right now.
Woohoo! We're live, Bryce. What's up?
What's going on, baby? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Where are you?
Can you turn that down? That's okay. It's all right.
Where are you in the world?
I'm at home right now, where I'm supposed to be. Just watching the sunset over here, man, in Southern California. I'm glad you guys had me on to do this, man. This was like, this is self-therapeutic too, as much as like helping other people, and like I have like little tips and tricks and stuff like that I know that like have helped me get through it. So it's fun to actually be able to share those things.
For sure. And I think especially with even just you talking about it and pulling that stigma away, it's going to help a lot of people. So thanks for coming on here. Did you have a lot planned for this year?
Yeah, this was I'm grateful that, that I get to do what I get to do. But yeah, this was about to be like the best summer of my life as far as shows go, and that's how I like get all the stress and depression out is like on stage. So you have to find new outlets for everything. We all are having to do it. And I live in a house with all writers and creators. So we're all kind of going through it at different times and trying to figure out just new ways to express ourselves. Cause all the festivals are canceled, all the tour dates, it's just so up in the air right now. And that's the hard part of it. If we saw the ending of it, then we could just kind of, jog that extra mile to the finish line, but it's not like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a dangling carrot. It would be something that you could run towards, but if you don't know what's happening, that's probably, at least I'm guessing, it feels kind of anxiety inducing, I would imagine.
How is it out there? You're in Jersey right now. Is it warmed up at least?
It's getting a little bit warmer. Jersey's weird. It rained and then the sun came out, and then it's been interesting. But the family's safe, and that's all I'm super blessed about that. So now, I know, like, as an athlete, right before I run out and compete, kind of feel like I want to hide into a shell and disappear because I'm scared. But then once I'm out there, I feel good. So I want to know what your experience is when you're going out and you're performing and you just get to be yourself, really.
It's like the one place that I actually feel like good, confident, not worried about what's going on. I don't think too much. I'm always in my head, like overthinking stuff, especially in like social situations. So like on stage and everyone's there and we kind of get to have this moment together, whether we know each other or not. It just hits different, I miss it. I do. I miss it.
I'm sure. I mean, there's definitely a rush that happens when you're up there on stage, and there's people out there who are rooting for you. So now, a question that I've been kind of re-asking people every time I'm coming on here and I'm doing these lives is when you are having that moment where you really do feel depressed or you feel something kind of coming on, what's been something that's helped you, or if it's a couple things that's helped kind of pull you out of that?
Since being off the road, you mean specifically?
Yeah, anytime really.
I guess I'll just start with like the very easy things that people can do because like I feel like people give a lot of advice sometimes that I'm just like, but that's gonna be hard. These are a big one. Vitamin D, vitamin B12. You need vitamin D, and we're getting less of it because we're all indoors all the time right now, and so it's just gonna add to your depression. I started taking them like right before I took myself off Prozac. Like about a month ago, and it's really helped, I think. And then there's another completely all natural supplement that you could take called rhodiola. I've never really heard of it until one of my friends told me to try that instead of Adderall and Prozac. So I did, and I think it's helping. It definitely makes you see the world less gloomy. So those are easy ones. Ones that people don't usually want to hear, reading. Reading helps get you out of your head. You feel like you've accomplished something that day, even if it's just like one chapter. I have a bunch of good book suggestions for people, especially who don't like to read. Like, I can't ever focus because I'm always trying to like push myself to just stick on one thing. I'll have to read a page over and over again. But there's certain books that just they grab you immediately and they don't let go. I could even like name some or send you guys some later if people want to
You
know.
have a favorite?
Favorite book?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one called Travels by Michael Crichton. He wrote Jurassic Park, but it's his kind of life story. He was just like a really interesting person. He was 6'8", and he started he was like a brain surgeon, actually. And then he decided to stop doing that and started writing and then started directing movies. He directed Westworld in the 70s, and he wrote a big movie called The Andromeda Strain. Just a really fascinating guy. He talks about climbing Mount Kilimanjaro and traveling the world and going into the mountains, and I forgot some native hallucinogen that he did, but it's just an interesting book, and you kind of feel like you're part of his story. And then one that sounds less boring probably to most people is Ready Player One. The book is way better than the movie. That's what most of the stories are with books and movies. And Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy, but it's not a happy story, but it's interesting.
I'm all for drama, so I'm definitely gonna go ahead and look into that last one. It's also nice to hear that those are things that helped you, and I think if someone's watching this and maybe they haven't tried that, it could be really helpful. So thanks for sharing that.
So,
Yeah,
I really speak from my own experiences. Like, I'll tell people, yeah, running helps me, and like a lot of people just don't want to. Like, I get it. I hate running, but it helps me like just get whatever the stress is out, even if I just run around the block. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that people. I got lucky when I was 13 years old. I found my outlet. I knew I wanted to make music. I was an only child. I didn't really have anywhere to put all my thoughts as an adolescent, and didn't have an older brother or a younger sibling to like bounce things off of. So I just like started writing songs, like self-therapeutic thing, and then like started a band in high school, and then I had those people, and they were like my brothers and sisters, and my drummer was a chick. So but not everybody has that, and not everyone wants to. Not everyone wants to be a musician. So, whatever you can do to help someone find what their thing is. I have friends that write poetry and have no interest in writing songs. That's just their outlet.
yeah. I think a lot of us can definitely relate to that. I mean, do you have other genres of music that you really like aside from your own?
Oh yeah, I don't even know what my genre really is. I just listen to something and then I'm like, I want to make something like that. Like, the band I was in was a punk band in high school, and then I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston.
Incredible, by the way. Sorry to interrupt, but whew, that's awesome. Go on.
Well, it's funny too because pretty much like, at least for me, my whole life it was like wanting to do music. It's really easy to feel insecure about it because there's talent everywhere, and like I showed up to Berkeley and I was really excited and confident, and I realized how talented everyone else was, and like felt like I didn't have anything to offer. And I remember like 2 months in, I called my mom and I was like, I don't think I really deserve to be here, and she was like, well, they do, and I just had to put that thought aside and just like keep doing the work, trying to meet people. Yeah.
I mean, aside from that time, were there other times that you wanted to just kind of, I guess, drop in, start something new, or that you just didn't feel motivated to do it anymore? Or was that always kind of by your side?
Literally constantly. I've thought about quitting music probably at least 3 times a year my entire life. Just like where you really consider it. You have something that you feel like pushes you up, and then something else just knocks you down. They always say like 2 feet forward, 1 step back, or whatever it is.
I definitely feel that, and having to go ahead and travel for meets and competitions. Everyone's like, you made the Olympics. You must really love what you do. And I'm like, I've wanted to quit multiple times.
Really? Did you make the Olympics?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
So I
What?
was part of the 2016 gymnastics team. We were known as the Final Five, and we had a good time.
Final five?
Yeah, I was the smallest one.
Dude, you just never know who you're gonna talk to. That's so cool. Oh my god, this stupid glare. Um,
That was totally fine. But I'm gonna go. Oh, sorry.
oh, I was just saying that must have been intimidating, even more so.
Yeah, it was terrifying and exciting all in one. It was many things. I felt a lot of things being there. But I'm going to actually go ahead and boomerang it right on back to you. We're actually going to go ahead and cue up a song that you have. Would you like to talk about it for those who are listening?
Like the first 2 weeks of quarantine. Well, first of all, let me say I put out a song was it in January, maybe February, that I was positive was going to be like my summer anthem. Like I realized I didn't have like a club song, and I like to have songs for different environments, you know, so that no matter where I am or where people are, they can, like, I could be their background music. So I put out this song, Baby Girl, and it still did pretty well, but it was specifically for club and partying and letting your hair down, and then everything shut down. So after 2 weeks of the quarantine, I stopped watching the news for a second and stopped kind of just like feeling sorry for myself, and wrote this song with my buddy, kind of just about where we're all at right now, or at least trying to capture that feeling. And it's called Problems, and that's what you're about to cue up right now.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing what helps you. This has been awesome. All of you guys, go ahead, make sure that you're donating for mental health. So that way we can pull away the stigma, and we can go ahead and help other people. But let's go check out Problems.
All I see outside is problems. I've been hiding in my room. I don't think I'm gonna solve them, but I can try, you know I do. Yeah. I keep my distance from the phone line. I just found out it's Saturday. Pick my guitar up for the first time in months. Forgot how much I love to play. And all my friends tell me I'm so bad with faces. I think I've seen too many, been to far away places. Got stamps I don't remember from 2-hour vacations. I'm too good at complaining, considering everything. But I don't want to turn a blind eye. There's things I should acknowledge and take responsibility for. Feel like I might die every time I walk out the door. All I see outside is problems. I hope they're mostly gone by June. Yeah, all I see these days is problems. But my favorite one is you. Yeah, I don't want to turn a blind eye. There's things I should acknowledge and take responsibility for. Feel like I might die every time I walk out the door. All I see outside is problems. I've been hiding in my room. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna solve them, but I can try, you know I do. Yes, you know I do. All I see outside is problems. I hope they're mostly gone by June. Yeah, all I see these days is problems. But my favorite one is you. Much love, everybody.